Now, big swaths of Sub-Saharan Africa lack electricity. Governments and communities are examining a variety of solutions. One of them is wind power. In this final segment of Empowering Africa, VOA senior analyst Jeffrey Young looks at how wind can be a valuable addition to the mix of power generation systems.
For centuries, the wind has moved ships across oceans and pumped water to farm fields. Now, wind is turning on the lights in a growing number of places in Sub-Saharan Africa, where electrical towers and wires have not yet reached. World Resources Institute Senior Associate Lily Ordano says this is an urgent task.
Even though electrification is being pursued by all countries aggressively, by 2030, we still will have about 600 million people without access in Sub-Saharan Africa.
Many African states are increasing capacity by building more coal power plants, hydroelectric dams, and other large sources. But some experts say it is proving practical to mix those systems and renewable energy to bring power to small areas the grid won't reach for a long time. Tony Tiu is the Chief Executive Officer of RenewablesinAfrica.com. Via Skype, he identifies some of the regions in Africa ideally suited to take advantage of the wind.
Ethiopia, Kenya, all the way down to Tanzania. So that's another good area. And finally, we have the southern part of the continent, that's South Africa and the likes of Namibia.
Conventional wind turbines are huge, some nearly 70 meters tall with blades more than 35 meters long. They usually are installed in groups of 6 or more, and wind power farms can cost millions of dollars, requiring state or corporate funds. But the fuel is free. Again, via Skype, Tony Tiu.
Yes, you're spending a lot of money up front to build those farms, but for the maintenance point of view and also for the operational point of view, there's barely anything compared to fossil fuel.
Large wind farms plug into a national grid. But what about powering small villages? Cyclone Hybrid Technologies has one possible solution for them. CEO Tommy Khumalo explains via Skype.
Our hybrid systems have wind and are a combination of wind and solar. In the times when you don't have much wind, but you have solar, you can still be generating energy from the solar and vice versa.
Khumalo says these hybrid systems include battery storage, so there's constant electricity for homes and businesses, which can provide economic opportunity in isolated areas. Jeffrey Young, VOA News, Washington.
Zimbabwean opposition lawmakers walked out of President Emmerson Mnangagwa's State of the Nation address to Parliament on Tuesday, signaling their lingering bitterness after losing a disputed July 30th presidential and parliamentary election. Members of Parliament from the Movement for Democratic Change Party, which is led by unsuccessful presidential candidate Nelson Chamisa, heckled Mnangagwa when he started reading his speech before walking out. Chamisa, who is not a member of Parliament and lost a court challenge to Mnangagwa's win last month, still maintains that he was cheated of victory by the Electoral Board and says the 76-year-old president lacks legitimacy. Here's a reaction from the chairperson of the MDC party, Tabitha Khumalo, and some Harare residents.
We are saying E.D. Mnangagwa is illegitimate. And we want him to prove to us how many votes he garnered. And there is the issue of us dealing with the issue of the stolen elections. We cannot sit there and be addressed by a person who does not even respect the rule of law.
So us as Zimbabwean youth, we are expecting a lot of changes from the new president. You see, there are no jobs in Zimbabwe, crash crisis, so we're expecting E.D., the new president, to improve on that.
It is my hope as a young person that the MPs will stick to business and will make sure that the laws that are supposed to be aligned to the 2013 Constitution are fully done and people move away from cheap politicking and insults in the parliamentary sessions.